The notice "Do not try this at home" appears at the beginning of every WWE show, whether it be on Raw, SmackDown, or NXT. This is because wrestling holds and moves should only be performed by professionals, as poor execution can end with a serious injury or even death. In this video, I will bring you a list of the most dangerous moves used in WWE, so make sure you stick with me to the end. Let's get into it. The first dangerous move on the list is Wings of Love. Wings of Love is a move that is exclusive to Divas. Wings of Love was just a different version of a move called Facebuster, which WWE later banned because it was too hard on the women in the division at the time. It might be a good move for the women's division right now, but it didn't seem right during the time of the Divas. The fighters subjected to this movement suffered a lot of pain in the chest since all their weight fell entirely in that area. This was because they couldn't use their arms and lessen the impact because they were held by whatever was carrying it out. Michelle McCool, the wife of The Undertaker and a former WWE Divas champion, was once considered one of the best female wrestlers in the company. This may have been why she was able to use the Wings of Love as her finisher on WWE TV for so many years. Michelle McCool retired from wrestling in 2012, but she still makes sporadic appearances on WWE Network. Even though the Wings of Love didn't hurt any women, the Divas division thought it was too dangerous, so McCool had to find something else. The next dangerous move we'll be discussing is the whistle blow to the head. While not strictly a wrestling move, whistle blows to the head are banned in WWE because of the long-term damage they cause to wrestlers' brains. Among the consequences of being subjected to multiple blows to the head are depression, paranoia, irritability, and memory loss. JBL strikes a whistle blow to Eddie Guerrero's head, making him bleed. Guerrero suffered from brain damage caused by concussions he sustained throughout his career. Have you heard of the Brain Buster? This is the next dangerous move on the list. The Brain Buster is one of the most dangerous moves ever made for wrestling. It's a move that's so easy to do but very dangerous at the same time. After all, the whole point of the move is to lift your opponent up and then drop them, probably head first into the ground of a vertical suplex. The Brain Buster is an advanced wrestling move. Only the best and most skilled wrestlers can use it without hurting or killing their opponents. This move could only be used regularly by a small group of elites, and when they did, they made it look great. This technique is no longer used in WWE. This is because the move starts at a vertical suplex, but the performer holds the victim in the air and makes them land on the back of their neck. This costs the opponent intense pain in the back of the neck and also a few dead brain cells. In addition, if the rival falls badly, he could end up with an injury that would compromise his mobility. The Brain Buster is as or more painful than it sounds. Falling headfirst in the ring can never be good. Next is the Canadian Destroyer. The Canadian Destroyer is a dangerous technique developed by Canadian Petey Williams. It is a variant of the pile driver in which the victim's neck is fully exposed by the maneuver's mid-air flip. It only remains to be known that in the WWE, we will not see that the key because of how devastating a bad execution can be. WWE hasn't allowed the Canadian Destroyer for several years because the company does not allow pile drivers. At one point, The Undertaker's Tombstone pile driver, or sometimes Kane's, was used regularly on TV. The pile driver used to be one of the most powerful moves in WWE. It was the move that broke Stone Cold Steve Austin's neck, which was the reason enough for the company to ban all versions of the move. Since then, wrestling's become much faster with more moves that can be done in a safer way. The Canadian Destroyer is now used by a few stars in NXT, and Vince McMahon gave the move to the green light to be used on WWE TV again in the summer of 2019. What about the original pedigree? The original pedigree is a move we will never see again. In the original technique, the opponent's hands were held all the time until the end of the key. In order of the key to be admitted, it had to be modified to release the rival's arms, and he could cushion the fall. Currently, this key is used by Triple H and Seth Rollins with the modification approved by WWE. In the original pedigree, the opponent's arms were held throughout the key, and there was no way to break the fall. Another dangerous move that made the list is the Buckle Bomb. For a number of years, the Buckle Bomb was probably best known in WWE as the move that led up to Seth Rollins' curb stomp. However, after his World Championship match against Sting at Night of Champions 2015, the move was banned because it's very dangerous. Sting hurt his neck during the move, which led the WWE Hall of Famer to retire from in-ring competition. Rollins hasn't used the move much in years since Sting's injury. Over the past few years, the former world champion has changed his moves a lot, but Nia Jax is one of the stars who has used the move some time ago on Monday Night Raw. The former Raw Women's Champion used the move on Kairi Sane during their Money in the Bank qualifying match. When Sane took the bump on the bottom turnbuckle instead of the top, it looked like she hurt herself. There are now rumors that the move has been taken off WWE TV again because it has been known to hurt people in the past. Worth discussing among others is the curb stomp. Seth Rollins already knew how to do the curb stomp when he joined WWE. When he was Tyler Black in Ring of Honor, he called it Blackout during his time in the Shield. Rollins ended his matches with the move, which the WWE Universe liked. All of this changed after he won the Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania 31 because the move was no longer Rollins' finisher. Reports say that Vince McMahon saw the move and thought that their world champion would have a better finishing move because kids everywhere would copy the move and hurt each other. Rollins had to stay with the pedigree for a few months while he tried to get used to a new finisher. Rollins used the Kingslayer knee for a while, but when the curb stomp came from back WWE a few years ago, it got a new name. In 2018, it was just called the Stomp, like many moves that have come back. Even now, Rollins still uses the move on WWE TV. Next is the Shooting Star Press. Twirls in the air are something that fascinates all wrestling fans. The Shooting Star Press is a 360 spin in air that ends in a plank to the opponent. The key was prohibited from executing since a miss by Brock Lesnar that ended with a broken neck. Currently, it can only be carried out by wrestlers with prior authorization from WWE. Brock Lesnar misses the Shooting Star Press. He fought for the rest of the battle with a neck injury. Again, here's a dangerous move used in the WWE, the punt kick. At one time, the Legend Killer would kill legends with his punt kick, which was an unprotected straight kick to the side of the head. Before the company decided to take it out of arsenal, many stars used it, concluding John Cena's father, promoted a clean kick to the head in this way. Like many other head-based moves, didn't fit well with the WWE's PG era, so Randy Orton started to miss the punt kick more often and only set up for it when he was trying to get the most heat in his match. Cage Side Seats said in 2012 that the move was banned because of the concerns about concussions and because the company's been sued a lot in recent years. Unlike some of the other moves mentioned in this video, the punt kick hasn't been used again in WWE, though Orton still teases it every now and then. Wrapping it up, we have Dragon Screw Neck Whip. Not everything is WWE in the world of fighting. In Japan, many of the keys prohibited by Vince McMahon's company are allowed to be used. The Dragon Screw Neck Whip is one of them. In this movement, the rope is used as a support to the fall, with all the weight on the opponent's neck and head, something that could cause a very serious injury. Supported by the ropes, the opponent's head is violently thrown against the canvas. Popular move in Japan, but banned in WWE. So that concludes today's video, my friends. If you found the video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.